Look at that. That is the Bud Light. That is every single Bud Light stand here at Fenway Park in Boston. Right? We're at the Red Sox game. That's what the Bud Light cans are.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about what you just saw, which was a ghost town of a concession stand where Bud Lights are sold in Fenway Park in Boston. Now, this comes as no surprise because we've seen Bud Light tumble down the hill in sales and reputation and popularity ever since the whole Dylan Mulvaney kerfuffle. Okay, they wanted to be woke, they wanted to be inclusive, but all they did was just tank their own sales. And before I get too far into it, and before I get into the CEO talking about, oh, it's not us, blame them, all this, that, and the third, before I go any further, let's roll a clip here from Washington Examiner. They're going to talk more about what's been happening. If you want to see it in full without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Sales of Bud Light continue to plummet across the country as the fallout of the brand's partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney remains unrelenting. Bud Light sales are down 26.1% from what they were a year ago. A firm specializing in the alcoholic beverage industry said if Bud Light cannot recover, it is in serious trouble this year and runs the risk of losing the #1 position in the market. The financial battering of the iconic beer brand comes as conservatives throughout the United States continue to boycott Anheuser-Busch products. Many on the right are furious about Bud Light going woke and allowing Mulvaney, a biological male who identifies as female, to promote its product while dressed like Audrey Hepburn from Breakfast at Tiffany's.
But either way, it's a cause to celebrate.
The move to partner with the transgender activist appears to have been part of a push by executives to, quote, evolve and elevate Bud Light, but it has come at a great cost to both Anheuser-Busch bankroll and public image. And at least 2 senior marketing executives have been forced to take a leave of absence. Sales of
they're firing people trying to clear house and all of that because what they did obviously did not work. They're trying to talk about, oh, well, it wasn't us. I'm going to get to this here. I'm going to get to this piece here because they're trying to say, oh, it wasn't us. We didn't do it, all this, that, and the third, when in reality, it was them. They did do it. And let's go ahead and check this article out right here. You see this? Anheuser-Busch CEO shifts blame on Bud Light, Dylan Mulvaney ads, not a formal campaign. Okay? So although there was a whole beer bottle with Dylan Mulvaney's face on it from Bud Light, they're saying, no, it wasn't a formal campaign. So if it wasn't a formal campaign, then how did it happen? That's what I'd like to know. And are you just going to allow things to happen to your company? You're going to allow any your person to represent your company? Okay? Because I'm sure there had to be some money doled out. You're giving them Bud Lights. Like there was a decision made somewhere in the company. So how are you going to say it wasn't a formal campaign? Well, what was it? Was it informal? Can I call Bud Light and get my face put on the beer can? Can I get a promo code to sell Bud Light, put it in my description, and get money from them without it being a formal campaign? That seems kind of crazy to me, but I digress. Let's continue. A top executive of Bud Light's parent company, Anheuser-Busch, on Thursday disavowed the embattled company's ties to transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney as sales of the beer cater. Quote, we need to clarify the facts that this was one can, one influencer, one post, and not a campaign. Michael Ducaris told investors during an earnings call. Well, yeah, you got to tell them that during the earnings call. You got to tell them that. You got to try to put the fire out, obviously, because they're not going to be very happy when they see the sales of Bud Light tanking and they got a bunch of money invested and they want to be reassured they're not going to lose their whole shirt behind this ridiculousness. You got to just tell them, hey, man, this wasn't really a big deal. Okay, you're all for LGBTQ element of P when it benefits you, when it looks good in the media, when you're making money. But then all of a sudden, when you're not making money, the reality comes out. Okay, at the end of the day, what matters is dollars and cents, not all this ridiculousness and wokeness. Let's continue. Ducaris went on to decry the quote misinformation spread on social media after Mulvaney last month posted a photo with a Bud Light while in the bathtub on TikTok to hers, to Mulvaney's more than 10 million followers. I hate when they do stuff like this, when they put the feminine pronouns. I hate that anyway. The company faced immediate blowback from many conservative regions of the country. Calls for a Bud Light boycott have threatened its leading position as the country's most popular brand. I had no idea they were the most popular brand of beer. I had no clue. But I showed you guys some video of the hoarding situation. One guy had a bunch of Bud Light cans. One guy had a bunch of Bud Light bottles. And the cans guy lived a lot more disgustingly than the bottles guy for some reason. But different story, I digress. I don't want to show those videos right now. The company faced immediate blowback from many conservative regions of the country. I read that during the week ended April 22nd, the most recent industry data available, Bud Light sales plunged 21% versus a year ago, accelerating from a 17% slide a week earlier and an initial weekly drop of 6% when the controversy kicked off during the first week of April, according to Nielsen, IQ, and Bunt Williams Consulting. Ducarrier said the company was, quote, providing direct financial support to delivery drivers, wholesalers, and bar owners who were impacted by the backlash. That's crazy. So you got to give these guys a bailout because of your bad decisions? Well, I'm not sure if it was Ducarrier himself, but the company, the marketing people that got fired or put on extended leave or whatever they want to say, you had to give these guys a bailout. That's crazy. But I understand because if these guys are invested into your brand and then they are not making any money because there's a big boycott of the brand and you want to keep them on board, then what are you going to do? That's crazy. But you know what? This just tells you that this tells you that's the guy right there, Ducarrier. What this tells you is that boycotts work. And no need to get crazy and violent acting the fool. Just, vote with your wallet. That really does work. It does. All right. So shout out to Bud Light. They probably will never recover. He then echoed the flat apology offered up by Bud Light CEO Brendan Whitworth on April 14th. Quote, we will continue to learn, meet the moment in time, all be stronger, and we work tirelessly to do what we do best, bring people together over a beer and creating a future of more cheers. Is he rapping? What is going on here? The Post has sought comment from Anheuser-Busch. So this guy right here trying to be woke, then cost you your whole brand. Was it worth it? Like, how does Bud Light even connect to this guy? This person does not appear to be a Bud Light drinker. Okay. I don't understand how this even makes any sense to do. It was just the weirdest thing in the world. Like, what was the thought process behind this ad campaign to say, hey, let's put this transgender person who is very controversial, mind you, let's put this person out there to be the face of the company on social media to millions of people. Like, I guess they just saw numbers. They said, okay, this guy has 10 million followers. He's very popular, all this and that and the third. We'll give him some beer and he'll be able to increase sales, whatever. Maybe they thought that the sales would be within his particular orbit and that it wouldn't get out anywhere else. But obviously it did. And now they got an issue. The company has been trying to win back the hearts and minds of those who were upset by the Mulvaney campaign. And I think that's somebody that got fired right there. Alyssa Heinerscheid. Wow. Talk about straight from, like, are you German? Like, Guten Tag, all that. Anyway, she's a VP of marketing, was placed on leave. Over the weekend, Bud Light released a countrified YouTube ad showing young beer drinkers frolicking in the rain at a country music festival. Oh, is that right? Can we see that right quick? Hold on. Let me see if I can go ahead and exit out of this. Can we see the countrified ad? Oh, they disabled the comments. Really? Wow. That's crazy. Hold on. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, okay. That's them right there. Okay, we got music. I ain't trying to have that be I'm gonna turn the sound off, actually. That'll work. Let's turn the sound off. Yeah. So if they were just stuck with this and not done anything else, then maybe they've been all right. But them trying to go the whole Dylan Mulvaney route obviously did not work. Okie dokie. So that's that. There's a lot there, but hey, this is what happens. We know the saying, when you go woke, you go broke. And they have gone broke. It is what it is. You live and you learn. I bet they won't do it anymore. And if they do want to do it, it's not going to be a thing that works in their best interest, obviously. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with Dylan Mulvaney and the whole Bud Light controversy? You're talking about their sales have dropped 25+%. So you're talking about 1/4 of their sales gone, just like that. And I don't see the sales increasing anytime soon. Like, you got baseball season upon us, and obviously beer is a big part of the game. They probably rely on the baseball season, football too, basketball as well, but definitely baseball. Man, how you going to sell Bud Lights in, a Colorado Rockies game or Atlanta Braves? How are you going to sell Bud Lights at the Florida Marlins? How are you really going to overcome this? Hey, all that I know is you got to make better decisions when it comes to your marketing. Don't just go for things that are woke. You got to understand your audience, who you're talking to. When you do things the audience doesn't like, and then there's a big backlash, you can't blame anybody other than yourself. Very simple. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.